Welcome to the Medicines Online Shared Stories channel. In this video, we will discuss two people, Thomas and Kristina, and their experience with anemia and CBC blood testing needs. I trust you will find it interesting to hear what happened to them, and maybe, you can gain a new insight into your own need as well.
Hi, my name is Thomas. My story is about autism and nutrition. Here, I tell you about my son. I want to tell you a little about anemia and nutrition. Before we realized something was seriously wrong, we were dealing with eating disorders for our baby boy, and at about 1.5 years old, our child had tried eating everything, even the sausages offered by Grandma, although not as the main food. Our life felt that we were more like pampering to his needs. And, well, I must say that he liked to chew everything. The first signs of trouble: absolute refusal to eat. But already at 2, the first real problems appeared. It was time to wean from breastfeeding, and it seemed like it was time to change food habits. There was nothing useful in mother's milk anymore for him. But here's the problem with weaning. Our child boy refuses other food. He does not even try, and even when he tries, does not go further than his mouth. Everything is spat out or vomited. No persuasion or deception worked to help the blood levels to improve in CBC checkups. We tried giving him everything: purees, treats, porridge, fruits and vegetables in jars and not in jars. All baby food and mixtures, cow's or goat's milk, were spat out. There was an opportunity to go to Finland on a weekend and buy some special weaning food designed baby treats there, and he didn't eat even that. A lot of money was flushed down the toilet as he rejected all of those attempts. Mothers will understand the despair when a child does not eat anything except mother's milk. 3 years are approaching and our child is still on mother's milk. There was a final attempt not to give breast milk. But our boy did not eat anything offered. There was one instance where for a day, he screamed for 6 hours in a row. A breakthrough fruit porridge discovery, but then, finally, after a long search for it, I found the solution. Fruit porridge powdered with peach, more precisely, with a peach flavor. Mom suggested it. You know that in the 90s, babies were supplemented with very liquid semolina formula. He did not eat semolina, but dissolved 3 spoons of powdered porridge in a bottle of warm milk. We added a spoon of sugar, and shook it well. This became the first serious replacement for breast milk. The saga with the breast and unfinished porridge lasted for 4 years, during which time we had CBC blood tests for our boy done, as we were worried about the effect on his health from his limited diet. Fortunately, by age 3 and 8 months, he started eating bananas. Our boy weighed well, 4,100, and my handmade formula milk gave him enough calories. He actually grew up to be a chubby little thing with chubby cheeks. At 4 years old, he started accepting vermicelli with butter and salt stuck to bananas. Children are so difficult, and you really have to make a serious effort to be patient and long-suffering with them. We also tried to replace porridge with tea, but he refused milk in any version of it. For about 3 months he ate pasta and bananas every day. Then, I finally gave in and started stuffing the child with bakery products and sweets. At first he spat them out, but sugar is a real easy win, so it was the easiest to introduce to him. So buns, cookies, rolls, and chocolate appeared. Sweets are very harmful, it's true. So I relented and steered him away from that, and I repented. But interestingly, I found that when sweets were introduced into the diet, he was more willing to try new things. Pancakes, cakes, and cheesecakes now came into play, and to this day, one of these 3 dishes is present daily. So then mashed potatoes appeared. Oddly enough, bacon, deep fried until crispy. Also not healthy, but close to nutritious. Now, my son recently turned 6. The diet includes chicken, pork, croutons, pancakes, fritters, cheesecakes, bananas and peeled apples. Almost everything sweet. Mashed potatoes, sometimes pilaf, sometimes pasta, boiled eggs and omelet, oatmeal once a week and very rarely, cottage cheese. We have a life and death struggle for it. Unfortunately, according to the CBC blood test reporting, all this does not provide enough iron in the body. Hemoglobin is around 104, ferritin is reduced, and iron is present but not sufficient. They prescribed for the anemia recovery a 3-month course of matter and a multivitamin complex. He has been drinking it for 4 days. I still hope to find options for preparing vegetables and fruits suitable for my son. I will fight for victory with nutrition. But for now, this is it. And how are things with nutrition in your children? Were there any problems with weaning like we had? Seriously, it was a blessing from heaven in the end, but it could have been a terrible nightmare. Thanks to persistence and testing, we have won this battle. Our son is alive and fairly well. God bless you all.
Hi, my name is Kristina. My story is about what happened to me when I had my anemia experience in hospital. Sharing my experience, that is how it should be, right? So we learn from each other? Well, to kick off with, I am in hospital due to severe anemia. The situation is as follows. I am not the easiest patient. I have a special condition known as polyvalent allergy, which basically means that nothing can be treated. This allergy fact has been confirmed and reconfirmed 300 incidents with documents, events and results. There are enough examinations and conclusions from the allergist to fill a whole folder. Well, and this hospital story also. My doctor is a stern lady, apparently a fan of a celebrity Dr. House. She even has his signature. But indeed everyone lies, so I am not sure if it's true. But anyhow. Yesterday, we had a conversation about what to treat in my CBC profile test report. Not only do I say, but I also show on paper that only ferrum can be used out of the absolute majority of iron preparations, and many others with anemia have been treated with that. Suspicious medication on the nightstand. Today, I return from CBC examination tests. There are a handful of tablets on the general nightstand. I decided not to take them and wait for the rounds doctor to ask what it was, as I was afraid just to take things with my condition, as it might not be safe for me. Here he comes, and I ask my questions. Did he realize that 90% of what he is prescribing me to take are proven allergens for me? Not potential, actually quite proven. Empirically proven even in the same hospital. Only the attending physician was different. Even the discharge nurse from the hospital indicated this fact. So I ask how this can be that I am being given suggestions that are dangerous for me and the doctor does not answer me straight away. But eventually, breaking his voice, he says, "If you don't want to, don't drink it." You cannot be treated at all, he says. He says, "If you have a reaction, I will provide help." I probably should not take these suggestions, however trusting them, I decided to agree to do it. But I was so worried, so anyhow, finally they put in an IV version instead. So about 5 minutes later, I am covered again in terrible hives. My face is swollen, my limbs are swollen, and everything is itchy. The nurse sees all this, removes the system, and informs the anemia doctor. Another shift, same mistake. Today, another shift. Then comes the doctor again on her rounds and she asks how bad it hit yesterday. I take off the mask and show my still swollen mug. She says she doesn't know what to do because the previous doctor prescribed the same medicine. Then she's like, "Okay, I'll say that we use drips, but we won't use the same drips as before." About 40 minutes later, she came and revised what she had just said and told me that the doctor wouldn't leave me alone. She was nasty. "We'll put in a drip when it starts, we'll record the reaction, we'll remove the reaction." They put it in. And again, the same story. I reacted within 5 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes and I'm ready to bathe in acid. I was filled with such anger, it's hard to describe. How is that possible? Or I don't understand something and these are just new clinical recommendations. It's hard to assess the adequacy of the situation because the doctor said it and prescribed it, and I'm used to trusting doctors. But they caused me terrible discomfort due to my allergy. Hemoglobin levels and the transfusion dilemma. Here's another thing. So, my hemoglobin is 3 times lower than normal, about 45 grams per litre. The doctor is categorically set on a blood transfusion, but I have contraindications, from an allergic reaction to who knows what at all. I consulted 3 hematologists at the regional hospital and 3 allergists. They almost unanimously said it was impossible to do that. In the best case, the kidney will finally say goodbye to me, and I'll have an emergency kidney issue as a result. And if it is like this, and I'm alone, it would to worse to lose my kidneys or even to lose my life. The reports from the anemia specialists, again unanimously, independently of each other, wrote that we must replenish hemoglobin reserves with erythropoietin. The attending physician, a therapist, not only did not take their recommendations into account, but they also scheduled a further hospital consultation anyway. And during that, she still insisted that I either have a hemotransfusion and I signed the consent, or she will discharge me from the hospital. There is no third option. I am confused and unsure if I'm right to be concerned and what I should do. Maybe they are doing everything correctly, and I, as a non-specialist, I simply don't understand the doctor's actions. So I consented to it. And the result is, they were right. And I am safe and I'm living with my anemia condition, which is better than before due to treatments that I have received. But my journey goes on and does not end.
To subscribe to more stories on this channel, please click on the subscribe link. It's free to subscribe and get more shared stories. We love to share them as we can see that around the world we are often sharing the same health concerns. Also, if you subscribe today, you will receive a personalized coupon voucher for 20% off any laboratory product or appointment during your channel's subscriber lifetime. And don't forget to please show your appreciation and hit the like button so we are motivated to create more shared stories for everyone.